I'll start the video by showing you these timestamps as a quick reference to make it easier to get to certain parts of the video. Timestamps are also in the description as well. If the video helps you out in your personal cloud storage setup, be sure to check out my affiliate links down below for some products that I use in my video. Thanks again for watching, and let's begin. Hey everyone, welcome and thank you for watching my video today. I'm going to show you how to install and configure your own Nextcloud personal cloud storage server. That way you can access your own personal files, which includes your photos, videos, documents, and any other files that you want to store personally and access remotely. What you're looking at right here is my browser that is accessing my cloud storage. This is for my computer here, which I'm using a laptop currently. On the left right here is my cell phone, and I'm using Google Chrome browser on my cell phone right here. So you just go into your browser and you're going to enter in the domain name that we're going to set up, and then it's going to take you to your browser right here, or it's going to take you to the Nextcloud account, and you would log in with your credentials. And this is what you would see. I created my own documents right here so I could view my 1040, for example, a PDF file. Here's a .csv file. Now, it seems like when it comes to the .cvs files, it's better to just kind of download this and view it offline using something else like Google Sheets or something. Setting up a Nextcloud account like this is mainly for your storage purposes, so that way you don't have to rely on outside sources such as Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. What you're doing here is you're creating your very own personal cloud storage that you control, and you will control how much space you need without having to overpay a monthly fee. You can also stream music. If you have music, you can just kind of play your music like this. I don't know if you can hear that. If you have any videos, you could stream your videos. So for example, I'm going to show you a show that I have right here, the season 3 of The Office, and you could stream your show like so. If you go back right here, you can also add files. Now notice right here, this is my home folder for my laptop right here. So I'm going to create a folder. We'll just name it test for simplicity. Now when you create the file right here on your phone through your browser, it's going to show up on your desktop computer or your computer. And this is where you're backing up all your data, is on your home computer. So you'll create a storage space like so, and it'll be dependent on how big you want your hard drive to be. And then you just upload all your documents right here. You could back up all your photos. So if you click on new right here and you go to upload files, you can go into your camera section or your video section where you have all your photos and videos on your cell phone, and just upload them from your phone to your home computer right here. So I'm just going to show you an example. So I'm going to upload one photo from my phone. I'll upload this photo that I took a picture of my home computer. Now what it did was it uploaded it, so you can see it right here. This is what I just uploaded from my phone to my computer, which shows it right here. Now I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to show you like this. I'm going to go into my photos folder, go to new, create a folder, name it April 4 photos, and then it's going to show up right here. Now what you can do is just click on the folder itself, and then you can literally upload all the photos that you took today. Upload files. On my phone it shows photos and videos is where I would access all my photos and videos. Click on that. Now if you have all your photos and video that you want to back up, you could just select whatever you want. So I'm just going to select this one photo again as an example. Now once it uploads, it's going to upload from your phone's browser onto your home's computer storage. So at this point you already have it backed up, and it's backed up to the original quality. So what you can do now is just go into your phone and delete that photo, and it'll remain backed up on your home computer that you could still access from your Nextcloud account like so. I'll show you right here. And so right here you're accessing this photo from your home computer. So now if you lose your phone, or if you accidentally delete photos from your phone, or you delete it on purpose and you've already backed it up, you'll still have access to it as long as you're logged into your Nextcloud account. And if you have photos or existing photos that you've uploaded from your computer or in the past and you want to view it, you just click on the folder and you can view it by clicking on the first one, and you can swipe left and right the way you're used to it, just like so. Left, right, you have these toggle switches right here that it comes in default with. So Nextcloud's great. It's a good alternative to your paid services. So using Nextcloud, you have complete control over what you store, how much data you store, and you don't have to really worry about your monthly fees going up. It's all up to how big of a storage you have, and this will have to be running all the time to have access to this. So this laptop right here has the hard drive that is hosting all of my data. So throughout the video, you're going to see how to set this up, and you'll be able to have your own cloud storage just like this, where you can view all your data, including your movies, files, music, and documents. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to your command prompt. So go to your search. You can either press the Windows and then click in this box, type in CMD, hit enter. Okay, once you're here, just type in ipconfig, hit enter. Okay, once you're here, what we're looking for is your IPv4 address. Now, my information is right here. We're also going to want to know the name of our connection. So my name of the connection right here is Wi-Fi. So what you're going to want to do is copy this. Copy default gateway, subnet mask, and your IPv4 address. And remember the name of your network. So what I'd like to do and what I recommend is to copy this information on a notepad for reference. Copy it. You can put it on a notepad like so. And we're going to reference this later. The next thing we're going to want to do is open up your View Connections page. Press the Windows icon, type View space Network Connections. Now if you see it just right here, just click it. So like I mentioned earlier, the name of it is Wi-Fi for my network, and you can see that it's listed right here. So click on it and then right click, go to Properties, find Internet Protocol version right here, just like this. Click it and then click on Properties. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use the following IP address. So click on this where it says IP address. You're just going to copy this right here. So we're just going to type right here 192.168.0. You can click on the right arrow and finish it off right there. And then again for the subnet mask, just make sure this matches this. Default gateway, same thing, just make sure it matches what is on there. And then where it says preferred DNS server, we're going to use Google's. So we're just going to do 8.8.8.8. Alternate DNS, type in 8.8.4.4. If you want to learn more about this, just Google DNS Google server, and it's going to explain to you what this does. So what we're really doing here is we're locking in this IP address for this specific device, this computer, and this is what's going to be running your server. So by setting up a DNS server such as this, what we're doing is we're ensuring that this IP address for this device will not change, because when you restart your computer, this IP address on this device may change. This may become a different number, and if it does, your cloud server is not going to work, because as soon as you'll see in the future, we're going to use this IP address to link it to your domain name through your router. So this number has to stay the same for your server to continue working. And so that is why we add everything custom like this, with the DNS server and your IP address along with the subnet mask and the default gateway. Our next goal is to access our router, so that way we could add 443 as a port forward and get our domain name. To access your router, look behind the router. It's going to look something like this. You're going to see this information right here. It should show a default access address and then like a default username and password. So in my case, I'm just going to log in. So your router may or may not look the same as mine, but if you're following me and you have a router like this, just go to Advanced, and the first thing we're going to do is do our port forwarding for the 443. So click right here where it says NAT forwarding, click on port forwarding. Once you click on port forwarding, we're going to add our 443 port forward. So once you're here, click on add. The service name is going to be the name of your choosing. So in my case, I'm just going to use the name of my device, which is a ThinkPad laptop, and for easier reference, I'm just going to give it the last few digits of the IPv4 address so I know exactly what device it's referencing. So in my case, it's this right here, 0.147. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it just for easy reference. And then the device IP address is going to be the address that we got from when we looked it up through the ipconfig. So I'm just going to grab this, copy and paste it into this section right here where it says device IP address. External port, this is the port we're going to forward, 443. This will route all your traffic to the domain name, which is going to be a secure domain, HTTPS. This is what this port is for. This is where it forwards the traffic to, is a secure HTTPS. Once you have all this information added, just click save. So it's going to add it right here, as you see. The next thing we're going to do is get our domain name. What you're going to want to do is click right here where it says TP link ID. So you're going to need to create an account. So if you don't have one already, just go ahead and sign up. And once you do, just click right here and log in. Okay, once you're logged in to your TP Link ID account, you're going to want to click right here where it says network. Click on network and then click dynamic DNS. And this is where we're going to create our domain name. So where it says service provider, you're going to want to make sure that you have TP Link selected. Go down here where it says domain name list. Click register. And then from here, you're just going to enter a domain name. ThinkPad2225 or anything you want right here. This is going to be what you want to choose to be your domain name. Click save. So when it says operation is successful like that, that means that it was available. And as you can see, we have our domain name right here. It's binded with our account and we have it occupied right here. So now we have a domain address that we're going to use and enter it when we're installing our Nextcloud. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to prepare our hard drives now. So I'm going to use 2 external hard drives in a docking station, and I'm going to be using two 2.5-inch HDDs. The first one you see on the left is a 250 gigabyte hard drive, and the second one right here on the right is a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And you're going to want to pay attention to your brands, that way you can keep track of the health of your hard drives, which I'll show you soon. So this one's a Seagate and this one's an HGST brand. We're going to be plugging both of our hard drives into this docking station right here. As you can see, the slots have a 2.5-inch fitting, and this will be for the 3.5-inch fitting. When you slide in your 2.5-inch hard drive, it's going to slide into this SATA port right here. If it's a 3.5-inch, it'll slide down and these flaps will fold down to make room and then give it the space it needs. Once you have them plugged in, this is what it's going to look like. In the back, in this picture, you're going to have a USB plug 3.0, and it's going to go into your computer like this on the side. Since you're running 2 hard drives, your USB 3.0 is not going to provide enough power, so you're going to need to plug this in the wall. Once you have it plugged in, you can turn the power on and flip the switch, and then this is what it's going to look like when it's on. The blue light should light up. You should have a green power button right here. Now, there's a free software that I recommend you use to keep track of the health of your hard drives. It's called Crystal Disk Info. Now, when you plug in your hard drives and then you open up the software, it's going to read all your hard drives, whether it's internal or external. And it's only going to read hard drives like SSDs, HDDs, NVMEs, but it's not going to read USB sticks or SD cards. So in this photo right here, I took a picture of a bad hard drive that went bad, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So that drive I just showed you, which was a Toshiba, when you open this software up, it's going to show details of what's important. You're going to want to see how the health is. So this drive is bad right here. But you can also see how many hours it's been on, 17,257 hours of constant runtime. And that equates to about almost 2 years of running 24/7, which is not bad. So if your hard drive gets to this state, it's recommended that you just swap it out with a new one. Now these 2 drives right here, the Seagate and the HGST, is showing up right here. Now they're using the same letter drive because they're in the docking station, but as you can see right here, this is the HGST and this is the Seagate drive. Now you can see that the Seagate drive has 1,929 hours and its status is good, and the HGST drive has 19,000 hours and it's also in good health. Okay, so once we have our hard drive set up in the docking station, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to format both of our hard drives. So go down to your search button or search, type in create space and look for this right here, create and format hard disk partitions. Click on that. Now when you click on it, you're going to see disk management right here. So for example, on my computer I have my C drive right here, C drive, and you're going to see this, and you should also see your 2 hard drives that we just put together right here. So in my case, disk 1 and disk 2. So what you're going to want to do is you might see on the left right here where it says offline, just click on the first one and right click and select online, and do the same thing for the other one. Click on online. Once you get right here, just right click on new simple volume, click next. We're just going to keep everything by default. Click next, leave it on drive D or whatever drive you have, just leave it on this for now. Click next. You can give it a name if you'd like.
click next, finish. On the second drive, do the same thing. New simple volume, click next, leave on default, next, next, and next. Oh, and just to make sure, because we're doing this on a Windows operating system, just keep the file system as NTFS. Okay, so once you formatted both drives, you should see your volume letter right here on the top. You can also verify it by opening up your folder, and you should see the drive letters down here. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is create what's called virtual hard disk. So what you're going to want to do is click on Action, click on Create VHD, select VHDX, click right here where it says MB and select GB for gigabytes. Come to Browse, go to Browse, select your first volume which you formatted, drive letter D. We'll give it a name, and in my case, we'll just call it 232, which represents the size of the drive. We'll just call it 232 gigabyte drive, and then click Save.
The reason to use the VHDX format is because it allows you to use hard disks that are up to and larger than 2000 gigabytes or 2 terabytes in size. We're choosing dynamically expands, so your hard drive's storage grows only when you're adding data. It's also faster to set up versus choosing a fixed size. Since data usage is growing in general, it's better to start off with the VHDX format. As it states right here, it's also better with data resiliency if you have a power failure. So once you have this selected, click right here. Now, because it shows 232 size, it's my preference, but what I usually do is I just give it 1 gigabyte less, so that way I don't max out the drive and potentially harm it. So I just do 231. This is going to be the maximum size of this drive. And what we're going to do is create another virtual hard disk for the other drive. Go back to Action, select Create VHD, again select VHDX. This down here will automatically select it. And then click right here again. Click on Browse. So we already created one on drive D, so we're going to go to drive E. And now drive E's size shows right here, 465. So we'll just name it 465 GB. And then after typing in the name, just click Save. Okay, now the size of the GB is going to be different on this one. We're not going to max it out. Our goal with this setup is we're going to create a two-way mirror drive. And you'll see what I mean when we get to it. But for now, what you need to understand is that when you create a mirror, you're literally creating a copy of one drive to the other. So we have to do it like this, where the smallest drive, the maximum we can do is 232. So we have to have a mirror of this drive and then have it reflect on this drive right here, which this one right here has enough space for 232. We can't do 465 and then mirror the 465 drive to this one because this one's just not enough room. So that's why in my case, because I have one drive bigger than the other, I have to use the smallest size and then use that as the mirror for the larger drive, because the larger drive has the space. And because we have, because I have right here one drive that's larger than the other, we're gonna have wasted space on this drive. So, but I'm just giving you an example because you may have hard drives at home that are of different sizes. Ideally, it's better to have 2 hard drives of the same size, so that way you can get maximum value on both your drives. But in this example, I'm just showing you that if you come across a situation where you have one drive larger than the other, you have to use the lower size and mirror that. Because if you do it the other way around, it's not going to work. So again, because this is the larger drive, I'm just going to mirror what I created on the other drive. So as you can see here, 231 is the size on this hard drive, so I got to do the same mirror for this one. So right here I'm going to put 231 and then select OK. It's going to create the virtual hard drive. So as you can see it's right here. So now what you're going to want to do is left click and then right click it and then initialize the disk. So Windows will automatically detect that there's 2 uninitialized disks, which is disk 3 and 4, as you can see right here. Leave it on default GPT and then click OK. So now what we've done is we've created 2 virtual hard disks within our physical hard drives. As you can see right here, this drive right here belongs to this drive, and the disk 4 belongs to disk 2. You can also see that right here. If you go into your folder and you select drive letter D, in my case for example, you'll notice the virtual hard disk is right here, and for drive letter E, the virtual hard disk is right here. Okay, so now that we have both of our VHDX virtual hard disk set up, it's time to pull
both of these drives and create one drive letter, which we're going to use that as our extended hard drive for our Nextcloud account. So to do that, click on your search and type in storage and then select where it says manage storage spaces. Now you're going to see this page right here where it says storage spaces, where it says create a new pool and storage space. Click on. After clicking on create a new pool, just click on yes, and then it's going to take you to this page. You're going to see your unformatted drives. These are the virtual hard disks that we just created earlier, and you're going to notice they each also say 231 gigabytes each, and it is disk 3 and 4. And make sure that the boxes are checked, and then go ahead and click on create pool. It's going to prepare and format the drive or the virtual hard disk, and then right here it's going to give the option to change the name. I'm just going to leave it as default. You can give it a name if you'd like. It's going to give you a drive letter, and this is the default file system for the virtual hard drive. And where it says resiliency type, you're going to click on it, and you notice that there's options. In this example, we're going to keep it on two-way mirror, and what it's going to do is whenever you write copy to your new virtual hard disk or your new external hard drive, it's going to create a copy of it onto the other drive. So that way you have a duplicate copy of your data. So that way if one drive fails, you'll have access to the other drive, and hopefully that one works. And then you can immediately just replace the bad hard drive with a new one. And this way it keeps the redundancy of not having to worry about your data being lost during a hard drive failure. And also this information where it says size. So since we created a two-way mirror, and each virtual hard drive has a maximum of 231 gigabyte in space, this is what we're going to want to put right here, 231, and then just click on create storage space. And then what it's going to do is it's going to create your drive letter F, which is going to be our external hard drive that we're going to link up with the Nextcloud. So as you can see here, it just created it. So just to kind of recap, here's our physical hard drives, and then we also created a VHDX for each hard drive, and these are the names that we gave it right here. So what we did is we created a two-way mirror, and then we combined these two hard drives, these two physical hard drives with the VHDs, and we created one hard drive from that. So these two combined are creating this. So this is what we created here as a pool drive. So for example, just so you can understand what we did, when you right click our new hard drive, which is letter F in this example, when you right click it and you click properties, you'll notice that the free space is 230. So what happens is when you start adding data to this, your files, it's going to write the information to both of these as a copy. So we're going to be using this hard drive, and it's going to write the data to both of these. Okay, so just for clarification, I'm going to show you an example of how the data is being shared and backed up as redundancy regarding a two-way mirror system. So right here, you can see this is our storage pool that we just created. This is going to be our external drive we're going to be using for Nextcloud. These are the two VHDs/physical drives in our docking station, these two physical hard drives. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how the data is used. So for example, right here, I opened up my task manager. For our first drive, volume D right here, it's going to represent this right here, and then right here. And then this drive letter E will be right here. So I already added a file in our storage pool drive. So I'm just going to make another copy of it, and you're going to see how the data is written. So I'm going to right click it and just make a copy of it and paste it within the same drive. Now what's happening is right here, this is our storage right here, our drive, our storage pool. We're writing to it, but what's happening is it's writing to both of the other drives, as you can see. And this is how we create our two-way mirror and redundancy. So you write it to one drive, and it's going to make copies to the other two drives. Even though it's kind of confusing, but even though this one drive is a combination of both of these drives, you could see right here that it's making copies on both drives. And we can do it again right here just to show you one more time. Copy both of these, paste it. As it's copying right here, you can also see, let me pull this up. You can also see the storage space getting filled up right here on these VHDs. So as the data is being written to the drive letter F, this right here is both of these VHDs are getting used up. If I open up these, you can also see it right here too. The size is already over 2 gigs on each of these VHDs. So as you can see, the use of a two-way mirror comes in handy when you want redundancy and safety when it comes to your data, especially when you create a personal cloud setup. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is install Docker desktop. But before we do that, we have to do a few things to our actual computer here. So again, go to Start or press the Windows key and then start typing turn Windows features until you see this, turn Windows features on and off. Click on this. Now when you come to this window here, just scroll down and then make sure to check virtual machine platform and Windows subsystem for Linux. Make sure both those boxes are checked. Now when you click OK, it's going to have you restart your computer. So just restart your computer and then come back to this page. And then once your computer has been restarted, go back to your web page, go to docker.com, and then come over here under products and then click on Docker desktop. Scroll down to where it says download Docker for desktop. When you hover over it like this, if you have Windows 11 like I do on a regular PC, just select this one right here, download for Windows-AMD 64. Click on that. Once you click on it, it's going to start downloading. Once it's finished downloading, click on it. Once you click the Docker desktop icon, it's going to bring a pop-up window that shows Docker desktop installer. Once you see that, just click yes, and then it's going to bring you to this page right here. And then when you see configuration, just make sure that both of these boxes are checked. Use WSL2 instead of Hyper-V and add shortcut to desktop. This is optional, but I leave this checked. And then just click OK and let it install. And then click here to install, and this might take a few minutes. Once it's finished installing, just go ahead and click close. And then to open it, just go to your search right here. Type in Docker Desktop. It should pop up right here as Docker Desktop app. Click on that. Once you see this window pop up, just go ahead and click accept. When you come to this window, you could fill this out if you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and click skip. Let me bring this window down. Click skip. You could choose to fill out the survey if you'd like. For now, I'm just going to click skip, and then it's going to start the engine. Now you're going to notice that the containers are empty. There's no containers. The images are empty. The volumes are empty. When we install Nextcloud, the containers are going to show up right in this area right here. So in the meantime, you can go to settings right here. And if you'd like Docker to start up when you turn on your computer, just have this box checked. I'm just going to leave everything as is. I'll start it when I want to, but you could decide if you want it. And if you want to change the theme, just come here, switch it right here if you'd like. I'm just going to use it as system's default. So now that we have Docker Desktop installed, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so after installing Docker Desktop, make sure that it's running like this. What you're going to want to do is grab the Nextcloud Docker run information that is in the description or is an attachment or is within a message, depending on how you're watching this video. You want to make sure your drive letter right here. So we created a storage space with the drive letter F. So in my case, I have F right here. In the Docker run information right here, you're going to want to make sure that you put drive letter F in this point right here. So as you can see, I've already done it. So whatever driver letter you created as your storage space, just make sure that you put that right here. So go ahead and grab this, copy it like this, right click, or just copy it, and then what you're going to want to do is open up command prompt. So click on start and type in CMD, click on command prompt, and once you open up command prompt, right click it, and it should paste in the Docker run file information like this. Once it's in there, just hit enter, and it's going to pull the Nextcloud container all in one and download it. Okay, once it downloaded this section right here, keep this window open, and it's going to tell you how to access the Nextcloud interface like this. So it's asking you to go to this website right here. And so what you're going to want to do is in your browser, you're going to just type in localhost 8080. So go to your browser, type in localhost 8080 and hit enter. Now you're going to get a page that looks like this, and what you're going to want to do is just go to advanced and then click where it says proceed to localhost, and you should see a Nextcloud setup like this. Now to make it easier, just make sure to grab your passphrase right here, copy it, and you're going to want to keep this for future reference. So what I'm going to do is just paste it in this file right here that I have open, and then click where it says open Nextcloud AIO login to continue.
that passphrase that we just copied, just paste it in here, click login. Now you're going to come to this page. You can ignore most of this for now. What we're going to do is just grab our domain name that we created and put it in here. So grab your domain name, wherever you put it. Yours might be different than mine. Copy it and paste it right in here, and then click on submit domain name. Okay, once you get here, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to uncheck all this. And I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to come down here to the time zone, and I'm just going to click on submit time zone. Now it's up to you if you want to download any of this. Nextcloud just recently came out with the newest version 10. So I'm just going to click on the check mark and install it. So for now, I'm leaving most of this unchecked, but if you want to reinstall this, you can go ahead and read up on this stuff and select whatever you want. But in our case, I'm just going to show you how to create an external hard drive storage for your needs. So go ahead and click on download and start containers. Now what's going to happen is it's going to start downloading the containers for Nextcloud, and you're going to start seeing it populate in the Docker desktop. You can also see it in your task manager downloading right here. So this might take a minute because the file is rather large. It's about over 2 gigabytes in file size. If you look in your Docker desktop, you'll notice your images and your volumes are getting populated with the containers. Now it's my preference, but I do like watching the task manager to know that everything is still working. You can just notice the data is being downloaded based on your Wi-Fi information right here, and it's writing to your hard disk, the containers. So as it continues downloading and updating, you're going to notice your page is going to come to this section right here, and you're going to want to make sure that these all become green eventually. So you might want to occasionally just click reload to see if it's done. If not, just go back to your task manager and just kind of sit here and watch what's happening. Once this is all finished, this should populate to green. So just give it a minute. You can also see that your containers are filling up with all the information needed. Once you refresh it and Nextcloud is done installing, the page should look like this. All the greens right here will show that it's running. On Docker desktop, you'll notice that most of them are running except the domain check. Don't worry about that. Now notice where it says your username and password. So just copy your password and save it over here for reference. Now this information for now, just don't worry about this. You can come back to this later on your own time. But for now, click on open your Nextcloud. Now your account name is going to be admin, just like this, admin, and then this will be your password you're going to enter in. So type in admin, paste in your password, and then click login. It may or may not work. So just click on refresh if you have a problem, and then just enter the username and password again. When you get here, you might have a password saver alert. Just click on save or update, and then you can read this if you want. Just click on next. More about Nextcloud, you can click on next. Click right here, next, next. Continue, next. Now once you get here, this is the home page of Nextcloud, and as you can see, they give you a few files by default. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go and click on the upper right here. So this is your admin page. Click on apps. Now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the external hard drive feature. So click on disabled apps. Where it says external storage support, just click on enable. And then the next thing is click right here again, upper right, go to administration settings, scroll down where it says external storage, click right here. So in my case, and for the example, I'm just going to type in media as the folder name. You can give it any name you want. Where it says external storage, click right here, select local. This is going to be the external hard drive that we set up through our storage, which is in our case, letter F. So click local. You can leave authentication to none. Where it says configuration in location, what you're going to want to do is go back to the Docker run information. Where it says Nextcloud mount right here, you're going to want to start right here, grab this line. This is going to be the path that Nextcloud is going to need to read your external hard drive, which is letter F. So ensure that you are using the correct letter that your storage mount was assigned. Right click it, copy it, come back here and paste it where it says location. Make sure and double check that this is the drive letter that you have. Whether it's F, D, or E, make sure that you put the correct drive letter right here. For now, just select admin. This is the account that's going to recognize
this external hard drive. In the future, you're going to want to create your own users, and you're going to have to go back into administration right here and click where it says available for, click back in here, and your users are going to show up right here. And your admin is going to give them access to that hard drive. So after you fill in this information, click on the check mark right here. It's going to ask you for the password that was given to you in the beginning. Go get your password, copy it, come back here, paste it in, click confirm. If everything was correctly done, you're going to see a green check mark right here. So once you see that, the way to access your external storage is come right over here to files, and you're going to see the media folder that we just named, and you're going to see it right here. This is your external hard drive. These are default folders that Nextcloud adds. So I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to show you that your external storage is working now. Okay, so what I'm doing is I resized my browser and made it half, and then opened up a file folder and put the other half on this side so you can see what's happening. So click on your storage space right here. You're going to see that it's blank, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a folder right here, and I'm just going to call it videos. Now when you click create, it should show up right here. So this shows that your external storage is working from Nextcloud. So you can upload your data from your PC. What I did is I copied a file from my computer. Now you can go back into your storage space right here. We create a videos folder, but you can also upload files or create more folders right here if you want. You can paste it in, and once you paste it in right here, you should be able to refresh this page and it should show up right here, just like this. Now if you are on the browser, you can also click right here where it says new and add it from your browser. So for example, you can go to upload files. It's going to open up your computer information like this, and you can grab any file from your own computer and upload it to your Nextcloud server like this, and it'll show up like that. To show you that it also works, like let's say you're at a friend's house or you're on your phone, I'm going to open up an incognito window that's going to have no memory of anything. So when you get here, just to show you that it's working, you can grab the domain name, paste it in the browser, enter user and your password, click login. Once you get here, click on files, and you'll see your media folder right here. And here's the information you just uploaded. So now you can see that you can literally access your information from anywhere around the world. And all you need is the domain name and your username and password. Anything you added to your external local storage at your home, you can access it from anywhere. Now you'll notice that when you click on files, that Nextcloud has default information, so you can keep this if you want. I'm just going to delete it because you're going to create your own folders and files anyway. So if you want to delete something, just highlight or select the checkbox, click on this 3 dot and click on delete, and then confirm delete. Now all you have is just your original media folder that you created and named, and you can go ahead and click on that. Now if you want to delete any of your files, you could just click right here and delete one by one, or select them on the checkbox. Click right here in the 3 dots, and then when you delete it, it's going to reflect in your home file right here. After deleting, it should disappear from your Nextcloud information and your home folder or your storage space files. So another thing to know about Nextcloud is that it does have features such as photo browsing apps, and it also has video streaming capabilities. So if you have videos you want to watch or backed up data that you uploaded, you'll be able to stream it or swipe your photos from left to right, viewing the same way you would if you were viewing your photos on Google Photos or any other photo service. So other than that, if your Nextcloud server is up and running and you can see that you can upload or create folders and it's working on your end and you can see it on your computer, then that means it's up and running. So congratulations on following the video and getting your server running. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'm also going to create a separate section for troubleshooting if you came across any issues or common issues that I've come across when creating this video. Okay, so for a few troubleshooting tips that you may or may not encounter, I'm just going to give you a few situations on how to possibly solve the problem if you come across it. In the beginning, when you open up the command prompt and enter in the Docker run information right here, when you hit enter, it's going to do the installation, right? But you're also going to have this thing still running in the background. So I'm going to show you a certain point in the installation where you may run into a no problem. And then what you could try to do is just shut this window down. So I'm gonna go and take you to that page where you may have an issue. So when it tells you right here to go to this address, for example, it'll say HTTPS internal IP of this server :8080. When you try to enter that up here in the address, you may just get a black screen and nothing will happen. So this may just turn blank. So what you could do is just simply, click in this box right here, this command prompt, and just click on, or on your keyboard, press Control and then C 3 times. So Control C, 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 and then it'll say right here, forcefully exiting. And for some reason, I've had this problem before. So when you shut this down, page should load and you should see your Nextcloud page pop up. Okay, another issue that you may encounter is when you get to this point where you submit your domain name. I'm going to recreate the problem right here. So enter the domain name. When you click submit, you may see this error where it says that your port 443 is unreachable. So when you see that, the problem is your Docker desktop backend may not be running. So the way to fix this is go to your firewall settings, go to your search, type in firewall. When you see Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security, click that. If you don't see that and you see Windows Defender Firewall only, click this. I'm going to show you an example because sometimes the advanced section doesn't pop up. So we'll just go with this. And then once you get here, to get to that advanced part, click right here, advanced settings. Now you're going to see this page right here where it says Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. In my case, I already have it running, but I disabled it on purpose to show you that problem that we had right here. So what you want to do is you want to add this to your firewall. So the way to do it is to click right here, inbound, right click, or just click right here where it says new rule, click on program, click next, click right here, this program path, click on browse. Now I have my Docker desktop icon on my desktop. So what you're going to want to do is find out where the desktop background file is that we need to add to the firewall. So in my case, I'm going to go to my desktop right here. Here's my icon, or here's how I open up Docker desktop. I'm going to right click it, click on open file location. What we're doing is we're going to track where Docker is installed on our PC. So when you get here, after clicking on open file location, you're going to come to this page. This is typically where your Docker might or might not be installed. So in my case, it's installed right here in this path. Click right here where it says resources, or double click it. So this is the file we want right here, com.docker.backend. Click it and open, and it's going to add the path right here. Click next. Allow the connection, click next, uncheck domain and public. This is, since we're setting up a cloud server in your home, all you really need is to have private selected. Click next. You can give it a name, you can call it Docker backend. Click finish. Now go back to the Windows Defender Firewall page. You just created the Docker backend. Double click it. We're just going to go over the tabs to make sure that we have everything the way we want it. So click on General. Make sure it looks like this. Program Services. Click on Protocols and Ports. Where it says Protocol Type, click it and select TCP. You can leave everything the way it is. Click Apply. Click on Advanced, make sure that private is selected, and then where it says Edge Traversal, come down here, click it, and then click on Defer to User, click Apply, and then we're done with this. So to test it, to make sure that it's going to work, I'm going to show you an example when it's disabled. We're going to try it again, just to recreate the problem. Okay, so you're going to get this problem right here. So now that we added this, we're going to enable it, and it should work. You see? So now you can continue with the installation.
Okay, so another troubleshooting issue you may encounter is, let's say you need to restart your computer for whatever reason, or you need to shut down your server. When you plug in your hard drive or your docking container which has your hard drives in it, you're going to have to reattach the VHDX. So for example, if you re-plug in your hard drive, you're going to see it pop up right here. So just go to your search button and type in create and format, and just click right here, and then click on action, click on attach VHD, find your VHDX. So in my case, in this example that I'm just showing you, it's right here. Double click it and then click OK. Now once you reattach the VHDX, it's going to show up as storage space right down here. This is what we created earlier when we created the storage pool. And so at this point, once you see the storage space show up, you should see your files all right here. And then you can restart your Docker container. And I just want to add one more thing. After you attach the VHDX storage space, make sure that your Docker container is shut down completely, and also the Docker desktop. Make sure that's shut down completely. So now when you have your storage space ready to go and attached, then you could restart your Docker desktop container, and then your storage space will show up. I tried attaching my VHDX after I started my Docker container, and I ran into some issues. So I just realized that by shutting down Docker desktop container and having it completely shut down, and then attaching the VHDX, was when I was able to have my Docker container communicate with the VHDX. Okay, so another issue that you might encounter is after attaching your hard drive and restarting or starting back Docker desktop, your cloud server may not run. And if you go into your Docker desktop container under containers, you might see this happen right here. So notice that the Apache is not on and domain check is on or running. So for example, if you try to log into your Nextcloud account, you might see this where it says Apache is not running or it's stopped. Try doing this, because this is what worked for me. Go back into your containers and just stop the domain check right here. Okay, once that has stopped, just go ahead and click on AIO Apache right here. Now that it's running, go back to your Nextcloud account and then just hit refresh and it should run. Okay, so it's starting. So after clicking refresh, it should run now, and then you can log into your account. Okay, another issue you might come across is regarding your video files that you're backing up and you want to view on your mobile phone or on your desktop computer. So the issue I found is that if you have a bunch of videos and you want to click on and watch and stream, let's say a .avi video, it's just going to automatically start downloading it versus streaming it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a media conversion app that is within the Nextcloud store, and which is free. So what you want to do is just click over here, click on apps, come down here where it says disabled apps and click that. Where it says automated media conversion, click on enable. And once you click on enable, just click right here and go to administration settings, and you're going to see it show up right here, media conversion. So for an example, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to take this office episode.avi and I'm going to convert it to any of these files. Now, as you can see, if you click on .m4a file, it'll open it and then stream it. Well, you don't want to do a .m4a file because it's only audio. But regarding this file right here, .m4v, if you click on it, it'll open up and play it like so. Same with the .mkv file. You click on it and it'll show it, and you can browse this. This will also work on your cell phone or mobile phone as well. So again, what we're going to do is go back to the media conversion section, go to media conversion. Now we're going to start off by clicking on add conversion batch. What you're going to want to do is find out where your video files are at that you want to convert. So in my example, I'm going to find it over here. So click on choose folder. I'm going to click on the home storage because this is where all my files are located. I'm going to go under videos and I'm going to click on shows and then click on the show. What you're going to want to do is click on the folder that the file is located within. So just click on the folder that it's in. So in my case, the file is within the season 3 folder. And here's the files within the folder. So I'm not going to click on the file itself. I'm going to click on, in my case, choose season 3 because this is the folder which these files are located. And then you're going to want to locate the file that you want to convert. So in my case, it's a .avi file, and then I want to convert it to, and for this example, I'm just going to choose .mkv file format. So this is the source file of what it is, and then I'm going to convert it to this output, or this format I should say. And then you can keep pretty much everything by default, and then click save, and then it's going to say, do you want to start the conversion batch? Just click yes. Now it's going to say queued, but what's going to happen is it's going to start the conversion process in the background. So just hang on for a few minutes and then just wait for it to finish. You're not going to see any action or anything take place until this changes. So I'm going to jump toward the next part part of the conversion process to show you its next step. Now, if you want to see if it's working or something's getting done in the background, you can just go under the task manager. So just click on Windows or search and type in task manager, click it, and you'll see that the CPU is running as well as your memory being taken up. And this can confirm that the conversion process is still happening in the background. So after a few minutes have passed, the screen changed right here where it used to say queued, now it says converting. So this will take a few minutes. As you can see here, my resources are still being used up to do the conversion process. So as you can see, it has finished right now and it went green. So let's go back to our folder where our files are located. As you can see right here, the original was the .avi file, and we created a conversion, which is this file right here, the .mkv. So originally, if you were to click on this, it would just download it. But the new file, when you click on it, the .mkv, it'll open it, and then you can start streaming it. And this will work on your phone as well, your cell phone or your browser on your laptop. And this could be applied to any type of video that you can't play. Another way to do this is you can also download a free open source app called Handbrake, and you would download that program and then use it on your desktop computer and then just convert all of your videos into either MP4 or a .mkv video file that Nextcloud recognizes. That way you could stream or watch your videos without having to download the whole thing.